Greetings, YouTube, and welcome to episode 1.7 of the Encyclopedia Magica Volume 1. We're going to pop this up. I believe we're still in the Amulet section. I'm going to put this behind the cover in case Mandarin shows up, because she is known for being a pain in the butt when it comes to those type of going after my bookmark. All right, yeah, we believe we finished. Yes, we finished the S's in amulets, and now we're up to the T's. The Tet of Ta, or the Thet of Ta. Ta enjoys new ideas and devices. When a being creates a device that is highly useful, a DM's option, there is a 10% chance that the deity will reward that being with a Thet. This device is an amulet geared to do one of two things: either project an anti-magic shell around the user that does not affect the user's ability to cast a spell, or allow the wearer to go ethereal once a week. That's from Gods, Demigods, and Heroes. That's unusual because it has no XP nor gold piece value because it is a gift from a god. Intriguing. I'd never heard of this before. Apologize, like cat ears make my nose itch. Wow, I have no memory of that, and I would be intrigued to see how often it was used. I really would. Alrighty, the Amulet of Timekeeping from the Book of the Marvelous Magic. It's cheap, 100 XP and 500 gold. The simple hexagonal medallion is inscribed with 3 lines connecting the points and crossing the center. On command, the 6 sections of the amulet slowly turn color, one at a time. Each color shifts gradually, making one turn. When the last section completes its color shift, exactly 1 hour after the command, the entire medallion returns to its original color and resumes the process. It's a watch, and I've been using magical watches of one variety or others in games for many, many decades. Of course, if you have the technical skill to create many of the technological devices in campaigns, you can have actual functioning clocks and watches. Most of the magical effects that I've given watches have been in addition to things like that. They've been like holographic or musical chimes, things like that. I had one which was that did a seventh veil dance, a little female figure. So it was a peep show, kind of a little watch, pocket watch, kind of a naughty kind of a thing. But yeah, but it's just a watch, which makes me smile. Okay, the Amulet of Transformation, and here we have the 1 to 10 ratio, so 350 XP and 3,500 gold piece. Amulet carved from oak bark are hung around the neck in a cord of woven mistletoe. Each amulet enables the druid to transform into a specific animal: mammal, bird, reptile, or amphibian, fish, or insect. This transformation is like, the transformation ability druids acquire at the 7th level, back when that was a 7th level ability, except that it does not heal hit point damage, and a druid using such an amulet radiates faintly of alteration magic when transformed. To activate an amulet, a druid must be wearing it and must speak a command word. Only one amulet may be worn at a time, and the druid must polymorph to human form before using the 7th level transformation ability. Before using this, okay. So if you're in an animal form already, you have to be in your, whatever your, well, it says human here, because back then I guess only druids could be human, which was somewhat speciesist in my book. Druids may use each amulet in their possession once per day. They are usually found in groups of 2 to 5. So like wrist charms? They're just charms? Oh. It's kind of interesting. It doesn't give it duration. If a druid dies in animal form, he or she reverts to original form and the amulet crumbles into dust. So don't die while be wearing it, because you'll be dead and you'll lose your magic item. So yeah, having amulets that allow a person to transform into a single specific form is an old standing concept. I've done it here with the ring bear story. And I know uh, I've had used those all the way back into like the 1980s. We actually had first level campaign where the characters ended up requiring for them, I don't even remember the circumstances, but we acquired the ability to transform ourselves. Everyone in the group could do this, into rabbits, ordinary everyday bunnies, but they would have our stats and our hit points, or at least our mental and physical stats. They would have the physical stats of a rabbit, but they would have our hit points. Actually, slightly fewer because they had rabbits had much lower con than we did. Um, but yeah, so we actually used that. I actually used that in a game because I had that ability, and I like changed into a rabbit and get out of an issue because was able to escape in a way that I couldn't escape being human sized. So it actually came to bite somebody on the ass for that one. Amulet of the Two Fingers from Imagine Magazine. Anybody remember Imagine Magazine? I think I might have a few issues kicking around. Again, this is the same 1 to 10 ratio, 1,400 to 14,000. The amulet allows its living user to create a ladder that magically extends as far as 100 feet. The ladder can be used at any angle, even horizontally, extending from the character's feet as far as needed. The ladder can hold up to 1,000 pounds. If more than 1,000 pounds is applied, the ladder immediately converts back into an amulet. Ooh, it can be used once per day. That's kind of cool. Seems really pricey. 14,000 gold pieces for a magical once a day ladder? I mean, save up and get yourself a Rod of Lordly Might. That's got a ladder feature and it's got a whole lot of other cool things. That seems really pricey. 14,000 gold pieces for just a magical ladder that can be, copied by lots of low level, like first and second level spells, I think. Wow, all right. The Amulet of Undersea Friendship from the Night Watch in the Living City. No, it this is a 1 to 8, so it's 800 to 4,000. 1 to 5, rather. It's 1 to 5 ratio. This powerful medallion was created by the Lokatha for diplomatic negotiations between underwater races. It works as a friendship spell with permanency cast on it. If worn by a water breather, it makes all creatures perceive the wearer as a friend. The amulet works only on races born to be water breathers and drives non-water breathers insane within hours. So if I put it on, I go nuts. That's not good. The insanity manifests itself as an obsession to attack all those nearby. It causes the wearer to think all the other beings are fish-headed humanoids. Okay, I get the point that you don't want it to work. You could just have it not work. Do you have to drive somebody insane and have them try to murder everyone around them because they think they have fish heads? A little over the top, if you ask me. All right. Wait a second. I think I'm almost done. Woohoo! We're gonna finish them in this section. Alrighty. The Amulet of Veteran. This is from the 1992 Fantasy Collector card number 21. No XP value. Costs 2,500 bucks. 2,500 gold piece. This probably is cursed. This amulet has been specifically created by a veteran, psionically enhanced by him to provide the following powers. 5 times per day, the amulet issues a psionic blast as if the user's power score were rolled and without consumption of the user's power strength points. The amulet also generates an intellect fortress at all times to a radius of 5 yards from the user, providing mental protection from psionic attacks from anyone within range. Defense is made as if the user's power score were rolled, which seems rather archaic to my mind now. I don't remember how that worked or not. It's essentially it's a single dude's magic item. So I'm not really sure why they would have included it. I guess because it was a magic item that was in the game theoretically, even though it belongs to one dude, so may not work for anybody else. All right, I have to say I do somewhat question its inclusion, but all right. The Amulet of Vulture, or the Amulet, or Vulture Amulet, I guess, yeah, from Imagine Magazine 16. Well, that was an issue. They put lots of amulets in. And we have a weird ratio here. It's 700 XP and 1200 gold. The Vulture Amulet has intended to cause the power of Isis as the Divine Mother to be protection for the deceased. It is placed upon the body on the day of the funeral, or the activation word is recited over it. When this amulet is placed on a dead body for one full day, the deceased can never be turned into an undead creature. The amulet can be used once per week. So it's a renewable, like, bless spell? Or sanctify spell or something like that? Oh, okay. I guess that works. Of course, if you were to remove this body from, like, a sanctified area, like a tomb or a burial ground, and then just desecrate it, maybe it could still be brought back, but that would be a multi-step process. Not something I necessarily put past bad dudes. Sometimes bad dudes do those things, particularly because they want to piss off the people that sanctified the corpse. And lastly, the last amulet for this section, the Amulet of Weakening. XP value of 5,000, and it's 25,000 gold piece. It's a 1-to-5 ratio. And this is from the Hidden Shrine of Tomoakan. This amulet makes all foes within a 30-foot radius feel weak and ineffective. The closer a character gets to the amulet, the weaker he or she becomes. For every 5 feet of approach within the 30-foot radius, the victim temporarily loses 1 point of strength. This amulet does not affect the wearer, although the user's companions, if within range, are affected. Well, so unless you're traveling by your onesies, what group is going to let anybody use this amulet in their presence? Because anyone who has strength as their primary stat is going to be really horribly affected by this. If they're a fighter or a barbarian or even a monk of some variety, a ranger, and anyone who has it as a dump stat is going to be practically crippled by it. So yeah, no, I don't like that at all. I would not consider that. Let me double check something real quick. Like, no, that's not a cursed item. Yeah, 5 to 25. Yeah. No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's not what I would want in a group. And I can see myself handing them out just because I'm a bit of a jerk occasionally. But what group would want to use it? You know what I mean? That'd be that kind of thing you'd sell to make some money to somebody that's a loner. So I guess it's a good way of making some cash. So the next section is on anchors, which are magical devices which create some kind of an anchoring, magical anchoring effect. And we will be addressing that in episode 1.8 of the Encyclopedia Magica Volume 1. Thank you for being here. I hope you'll be here for that.